right, hello everyone. Hope everybody's doing well today. So I kind of wanted to make this video. I did it again. I apologize, you guys. All right, all right, there we go. Um, yeah, it's on silent now. Okay, sorry about that. Wow, right in the beginning of the video. So listen, I wanted to kind of talk about something that we kind of all need to understand. We have so much technology going on out there, and I know you guys are wondering, why are you a staunch Holochain supporter? Why do you like Holochain in the first place? They're doing a lot of things wrong. They have a lot of things going on. They disagree with Charles Hoskinson, or other blockchain people. Like, some of them seem arrogant. They have poor promotion skills. They really do have all of those things. But one of the things that I want you guys to realize is that Holochain is doing something remarkable in which it has an opportunity to literally change the way we have technology. So I wanted to kind of bring this up and kind of talk about this. And I saw this little chart here, and I was like, you know what, we need to kind of talk about this, because I think that if we talk about it, and also you guys do your own research as well. This is just a video for me explaining my thought process and how things go. And then also you guys can kind of see how far ahead Holochain is in its technology and where it's going to go. Because obviously, you know, we're looking at this and we're looking at blockchain and Hashgraph and DAG, and we'll get into all of that, and Holochain and different things like that. And it's like, it's crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of talk about exactly what's going on here, what's up, why blockchain. Some of you guys are probably like, what in the world is he talking about between blockchain, Hashgraph, DAG, and Holochain? Is some of you probably knew. It's like, whoa, there's like, I didn't know like there was different technologies, and what is a blockchain, and all I know is Bitcoin, you know? This is why it's extremely important to do your own research. Please, please, please do your own research. And the reason why I even found this is because I was doing my own research, you know? Yes, I've kind of sort of known a little bit about the differences, but I've also realized this is one of the reasons why I actually chose Holochain as something that as a project that I wanted to invest in. I do think that Holochain is going to be awesome. I do think they're going to make it. I think they're going to be, it's pretty much everyone who is buying a Holochain or a hot token, I believe is going to make money over time. I'm not a professional advisor. I can't advise anybody. I'm not a professional anything. Maybe a professional basketball player, but that's neither here nor there, as I've always stated. So let's go ahead and get started, people. So what we're looking at here is just we're going to go into different kind of, I guess we're going to talk about the different advantages and disadvantages of these things. Okay, so we're going here, we're looking at this chart, and we're looking at mining. So in blockchain, participants have the ability to mine mint new tokens via different consensus mechanisms. Mining for Hashgraph nodes create consensus through virtual voting. Mining through DAG, the previous transaction validates the succeeding to achieve consensus. And we're all going to go down and we're going to talk about DAG because I know a lot of people haven't even heard of it, but we're going to read a little bit of each one. So, by the way, this is an early warning. If you're the type of person that where you don't want to listen to like some kind of long YouTube video or someone talking for a long period of time, this is not the video for you. So, if you get bored very, very easily, I can't help you. If you don't like my voice, I can't help you, because this is going to be one of those videos in which it's going to take a little while for me to really really, for lack of a better word, hash it out. We need to talk about how all of these things fare against each other and understand where technology goes. Now, me, I'm just a regular old investor. I don't know, like I'm not like high into this stuff. I'm not a high technological guy. I can easily tell you guys lies. I can easily misunderstand what this is even saying in the first place. So there's a lot of things going on here in which I'm like, let me try to do my own research. So this is just basically me, an idiot, doing my own research, trying to figure out what in the world is going on and all the differences. So let's move on. Transactions per second. Highly limited in terms of scalability and TPS. We talked about this before. Blockchain always has. It's one of its weaknesses. Hashgraph. Unique consensus mechanisms reduce computational burden, hence high scalability and high TPS. We're going to go on how about scalability in a few as well. So unique data for DAG, unique data structure via distributed acrylic graphs, which is what DAG stands for, ensures that scalability and TPS are high. And then Holochain, each node processes its own ledger, hence limitless scalability and TPS. All right, so we're looking at data structure. Data structured in blocks in order of transactions which are validated by miners in the ecosystem. Hashgraph, virtual voting and gossip about gossip ensures that transactions are validated by the majority. DAG, data structure follows the distributed, I'm just going to say DAG, mechanism where each transaction is independent. And then data is distributed among various nodes on the platform, hence there is no problem of network congestion. Validation of transactions. Miners have the power to postpone transaction or cancel it entirely. Validations for Hashgraph is validation of transaction is as per consensus, and then for DAG, the success of present transaction relies on its ability to validate two previous transactions. And then finally, Holochain nodes process their own ledgers, hence there is no need for miners. So that's a huge one with Holochain. We're going to get into the differences. All right, time of launch. It went public in 2008, available for public use of August 24th, 2018. As far as Hashgraph is concerned, as far as DAG is concerned, NXT is the first platform utilizing DAG, and it comes out November 9th, 2015. And then we have Holochain alpha product released on May 26, 2018. Now that says alpha product, not that they have gone alpha as far as Holochain is concerned. They were probably talking about the Holoport. So anyway, Bitcoin and Ethereum are on blockchain. Bitcoin and Ethereum are the most popular networks built on a blockchain, which is true. If you look at Hashgraph, Swirls and NOIA are the only networks on Hashgraph. I did not know that. What is that? Does that say Swirl? I believe so. And then NXT, Tangle, and Byteball are the most popular networks using the DAG Foundation. And Holochain Network is the best known network on this platform. So we can clearly see that obviously Holochain is by itself in that. All right, so what is going on here? Let's talk about blockchain real quick. For some of you that are kind of new, please do your own research, because I'm going to skip ahead and kind of be kind of fast, because I mean, this is a long report. I'm not going to bore everybody by reading every last little word. I'm pretty sure you guys can do that yourselves, but we're going to talk about a little bit about blockchain. So blockchain is amazing, right? And I still do think blockchain is great technology. Interestingly, each block produces a unique hash which identifies the transaction. As such, if one attempted to alter the details of the transaction, a totally different hash will be generated. This will be evidence of corrupted and invalid transaction. So really, blockchain is run on it has its own block, and obviously if something weird comes in there, it's going to be identified as something that is corrupted. On the other hand, the transactions are published on public ledger to which every node participant on the network has access. Essentially, this distributed nature of the public ledger makes it even more difficult for parties to alter information. Further, this also makes it possible for transactions to happen under strict transparency. So blockchain is awesome because a lot of governments don't really understand that they can use blockchain to their advantage, especially when you're trying to have control over something. There's decentralized blockchain in cryptocurrency, but then there's also you can also have a centralized blockchain. That's exactly what China is trying to do, as a matter of fact. So anyway, these qualities of transparency and immutability are the major revolutionary aspects of blockchain. Further, this ability to incorporate integrity and transparency in data storage and transactions is the biggest reason blockchain is disrupting many industries. So industries are still trying to find out what's going on. Blockchain, now we here are looking at blockchain and we're like, oh, that's like that's old. But the reality of it is the Western world haven't even caught up yet. They don't get it. They're like, oh, like just staring off into space. It's like, really? That's how you're gonna do things? So it's just crazy how people don't understand. If you look at technology and new technology, you can kind of see a trail of what's going on. I put it this way. Perfect example, VHS, right? So if you guys remember, VHS came out, these big, huge black blocks of film. And when DVDs came out, it was like, whoa, that is what blockchain is doing. And now, we have HD, we have Blu-ray, we're HD and Blu-ray, and then we have all this other stuff. Well, and then we have 4K, like all of these other things, like all these other kinds of DVDs coming out. And it's like, wow, it just keeps getting better and better. But you guys notice there's a big, huge, gigantic difference between a block, which is VHS, and a disc. And so that's the kind of analogy that I want to use for you guys, because you have to understand, like, this leap that banks and financial advisors, they're trying to really get a grasp on what's going on, because this is really shaking up everything. Having a bunch of VHSs shook up everything. Having, you can have, even DVDs are almost becoming obsolete now, but even having a DVD, it's like, I remember when you had to press it and rewind on a VHS, and then you had to listen to it, rewind all the way back before you took it back to Blockbuster, which is no longer here anymore. And then it's like, what in the world, like, or whatever movie place it was, and it was like, it's obsolete. I'm like, well, I can buy this and I can wait, I don't have to rewind it. I can just take it out. I can just start it over. Like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, I can skip and actually see the different, like, what? So this is what's happening, people. So anyway, it says his interest in blockchain is not a new concept, as we may think. The mention of its fundamental structure and operation dates back to over 27 years ago. However, Bitcoin, the other cryptocurrencies cast a new light onto groundbreaking technological innovation. Even, I'm going to say this, even with Holochain, the thoughts and the views and the structure has not just come up. It has always been there. Things are just starting to come to light now. And now we're starting to run with it. It's almost as if, like, for example, gravity. Once we figured out that gravity was a thing, it's like, oh, wow, we need to do all of this other kind of research now, because gravity is real. Air is real. Like, oh my God. Like, so this is what I'm talking about, people. We have to really understand what's going on. It says says it is worth noting that these same cryptocurrencies create the need for solutions surrounding blockchain. This marked the beginning of new distributed ledger technology networks like Holochain, DAG, and Hashgraph. As mentioned earlier, as the heart of the new networks is the need to create a highly scalable network. Furthermore, the networks seek to achieve higher transactions per second capability. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the transactions per second is kind of fast already. Not that fast, but I mean, if I can literally put in a card, and if I don't have to put in my password, it will literally take, I don't know, what, 15, 20 seconds, like my Visa or MasterCard. Like, you just put it in and then there you go. And if you have to put in your password, I mean, it may take 15 seconds for the whole entire thing to go through. So when we're looking at transactions per second, I don't think we're necessarily just talking about the type of transactions for purchasing and things, but taking it to a whole nother level of being able to make different kinds of transactions. So anyway, that's enough about that. Anyway, Hashgraph. So Hashgraph is a type of distributed ledger technology whose foundation lies in consensus building. In particular, the DLT relies on a consensus timestamping to make sure that transactions on the network agree with each other and every node on its platform. The consensus algorithm brings out the robustness and the superiority of the distributed ledger technology network. Just to let you guys know I usually don't put videos or don't put links. I'll make sure that I put a link on here so that you guys will be able to take a look at it as well. This aspect eliminates the need for two things. First, traditional blockchains, which rely on proof of work. And remember, you guys, if you are new to the crypto space, or even if you are in a crypto space and don't understand proof of work, proof of authority, proof of believability, proof of all of these other different things, you might want to look at the differences of those things, because those are actually, you can kind of tell how your token or coin is going to be used. Need many computations to achieve transaction success. As a result, this factor makes transactions bulky, which achieves a very low number of TPS. We can see that with Ethereum, and we can definitely see that with Bitcoin. On the contrary, Hashgraph only requires the nodes on the network to achieve consensus through gossip about gossip technique and virtual voting technique. Interestingly, these techniques do not require proof of work to validate transaction. As a result, there is little time between initiation and completion of the transaction. Subsequently, the lack of need of proof of work in DLT network means that there can be thousands of TPS. Interestingly, the team behind Hashgraph claimed the network can achieve more than 250,000 TPS or transactions per second. With the virtual voting and gospel, I believe that Visa and MasterCard are around 25 to 30, if I'm not mistaken, 30 transactions per second, 1,000 transactions per second. But with the virtual voting and gossip about gospel techniques, nodes on the Hashgraph DLT are able to experience fairness, in particular consensus timestamping avoids issue of blockchain like canceling transaction or putting them on future blocks. DAG. Hashgraph is not only an effort to correct the limitations of blockchain, which all of these technologies are trying to improve upon each other. Like earlier mentioned, developers are focused on data structure of the distributed ledger technology networks that affect their effectiveness. In this similar manner, directed acyclic graphs, or DAG, employs a different data structure that brings about more consensus. In particular, DAG is a type of distributed ledger technology that relies on consensus algorithms. Consensus algorithms operate in a way that transactions that prevail simply require majority support within the network. In such a network, there is much more cooperation, teamwork, and nodes have equal rights. Unlike blockchain technology, where proof of work is key, DAG ensures that there is fairness. This kind of fairness gives the impression that the network sticks to the initial aim of distributed ledger technology. Particularly, the main intention of DLT was to democratize the internet economy. For instance, a private blockchain network relies on the Wow, I can't read today. I apologize, you guys. Network relies on a centralized leadership, which takes out the democracy from the DLT. On the contrary, this type of distributed ledger technology gives equal significance to each and every node existence in the network. Therefore, this means that each node does not have to refer to another node. Already, there are projects like BitBail that are using DAG structure to create a new generation networks free of limitations of traditional blockchain. One of the most notable new generation networks employing the DAG data structure is IOTA's Tangle. So I knew about IOTA's Tangle a while back. I didn't dig deep into it, but yeah, it's different. Holochain. This type of distributed ledger technology boasts that it is what comes after blockchain technology. So despite the high dose of rhetoric in their bold statements, the Holochain team really has some solid propositions that rival other platforms. In particular, Holochain is after completely revolutionizing the internet as we know it. One of the interesting visions of Holochain is to change the present structure of the internet. The internet today is structured alongside server-client bases. This is to say that decentralized is not optimal. Further, there is little democracy and freedom regarding the utilization of the source. In light of this, Holochain wants to create a distributed network which can also be the basis of the next generation internet. According to the platform's white paper, Holochain is an amalgamation, of blockchain, BitTorrent, and GitHub. This is to say that this is a DLT, distributed ledger technology, that distributes among nodes to avoid any instance of centralization control of the flow of data, which means that it's going to go straight to the nodes, peer to peer. A distributed platform simply implies that each node will run a chain of its own. This is to say that nodes or miners have the freedom to operate autonomously. In what the team behind Holochain calls distributed hash table, or DHT, users can store data using certain keys. However, this data stays at actual locations distributed in various locations across the globe. The interesting part of data structure is that the network does not experience the burden of congestion common on traditional blockchain. This distributedness of the locations that store data relieves the network and gives it more space for scalability. As such, transactions over this network can easily attain millions of transactions per second. Scalability is a huge problem that is dogging both the public and private blockchain platforms. For instance, developers usually run into huge hurdles while creating decentralized applications, dApps, on a traditional blockchain. This is because they need to validate from the huge community present on the platform. Once again, this is what I'm talking about, people. We have to follow the technology and what's going on. And while Bitcoin and Ethereum will definitely get what I call power-ups, or technology that's going to make them run faster, more efficient, everything else in between. I do believe that people are hoping about Ethereum 2.0. Ethereum 2.0 is not going to be fully out for a while now. So technology is moving fast, people. Technology is moving fast, people. It really, really is. We have to pay attention to that. Scalability is a huge problem. I'm sorry, I read that. Okay. So on the contrary, a developer on a Holochain platform will only need confirmation from the single chain that makes up the whole DLT network. As such, there's insubstantial wait time between request and confirmation in this type of distributed ledger technology. Now, let's see here. It says blockchain versus Hashgraph. I want to go all the way because blockchain versus DAG, blockchain versus Holochain. So I want to do the comparison between blockchain versus Holochain. If you are like Header or Hashgraph and you like that, last time I checked, Header or Hashgraph was trying to have 39 nodes. I need to look that up again. But anyway, we're going to talk about blockchain versus holochain because I know a lot of people out there are like, "What in the world? What are the comparisons? What are we looking at here?" So, let's see how long this is. Okay, so yeah, I can read this whole entire thing because this time I'm not going to try to um, slow down or I'm gonna really try to read this time. In comparison of DLT, looking at the fundamental structure of holochain and blockchain brings various differences to the fore. In particular, the two differ largely based on their structure, although the purpose has some similarities. Interestingly, holochain is some kind of revolutionary technology that seeks to turn everything on its head. Like blockchain, holochain seeks to allow secure and transparent transactions among players on a network. Information on both platforms is cryptographically secure and one cannot alter the information. Further, both platforms allow users to interact on a peer-to-peer basis. This way, they can interact directly and without the need of a central authority. Nonetheless, Holochain is somewhat next level compared to blockchain. Essentially, Holochain seeks to introduce a new dynamic far different from the fundamental aim of blockchain. Blockchain seeks to decentralize transactions such as that people can interact directly without the need of a middle party. On the contrary, Holochain wants to make the interactions distributed. Holochain creates a network composed of various distributed ledger technology networks. Therefore, the DLT is one major network that is limitless in terms of scalability and the number of transaction users can accomplish per second. On a blockchain network, nodes rely on a single network to initiate and validate transactions. As such, as more blocks join the chain, computational burden multiplies as well as the fees associated with the transactions. On the contrary, nodes in Holochain run on their own chains. Therefore, there is more room for computations. The fact that each node runs on its own chain is in Holochain imply that there is no need for miners. As such, transaction fees are almost non-existent. Further, this implies that there is no tokenization on the platform, but rather smart contracts rule the space. Nodes running on their own chain imply that they will be able to process process ledgers that solely belong to them. Ledgers that solely belong to them. This way, the relationship between various nodes on the network is trusted completely. Further, dApps have an infinite space to operate in. As such, one can expect dApps to operate at the optimum at all instances. So, again, going back to what I was saying before, when we look at when you're an investor, you're just a regular old investor like such as myself, you have to understand that it's always you want to get ahead of technology. You want to be able to get further ahead. Well, with blockchain and Hashgraph and DAG and different things like that, they all work, they all work great. They all work definitely better than our current system and what things are going on right now. But if you want to invest, this is why I invest in Holochain, because I'm looking to the future. I'm looking forward. And yes, I know there are a lot of questions right now. There are a lot of things right now. But one of the things that I can say for sure is that the Holochain itself, the Holochain network, is going to continue to move forward. Now, with the hot token, again, we don't know what's going to happen with that. But with HoloFuel and Holochain, I believe those things will definitely be will definitely make it. I just hope that the hot token is going to be used, or they're going to at least give us more clarification of how that's going to be used. Anyway, but that is pretty much what I wanted to go over. I just wanted you guys to understand that you have to do your own research. You have to look at the different versions of technology, right? And if you get ahead in technology, if you get ahead of everybody else, then you'll be just fine because of the fact that you'll be able to. That's why me personally, I have hot and I put hot in my place. And that's it. Like, I'm just going to leave it there. It's just going to stay there. I'm not going to touch it. And I'm just going to find out what's going to happen. But as you guys can clearly see, there's nothing beyond Holochain. There's nothing overtaking Holochain or oh man, this is the next thing past Holochain. So Holochain, it could take 3, it could take 4 years. But if for me, if I have a huge bag of hot and it takes 3 or 4 years for me to become a multi-millionaire, I do it. I do it. So this just takes a lot of patience. We all want to be millionaires overnight. That's just not how it goes. We all want to invest in money, and then something happens, and then we're all millionaires like out of nowhere. That would be wonderful. That would be great, but that's not reality, people. People who have invested in Bitcoin was invested in blockchain 8 to 10 years ago. And there's still, so a lot of them cashed out. Some of them cashed out halfway through, but at least for a lot of people who have like hundreds and thousands of Bitcoin, some of them have cashed out and they're living great. And they waited until things happened and they were rewarded for it. It's the same thing with these technology. Right now, our world is trying to figure out what is going on with blockchain and Bitcoin, and they're trying to figure these things out. Just wait until they start looking at all of this other technology, and they're like, "Oh crap!" Like how they're going to be wondering, how do they stop it? How do they prevent it? And the answer is you can't stop progression. You can't. You can't slow it. You can slow it down, but you can't stop it. It's going to happen. So anyway, thank you guys very much. This is the Crypto Truth. I just hit you with the truth as I see it. I'm going to try to create more videos, just kind of comparing different cryptocurrency projects and what's going on out there, because I know it's confusing, people. I know it's confusing. I know this is even if this is just the overall general view. If I dug deeper into Holochain, it's absolutely insane. And like I said, I'm not a technical person, so if I dive too much in the technical stuff, I'm just going to end up telling you guys lies by mistake. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Again, I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time to check this out with me, and have a wonderful day. And most importantly, stay safe out there, you guys.